Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the USF Rawlings Invitational Game 2 on day 1. Michigan USF. Michigan earlier this morning defeated Illinois State 5-3. Now they face off with the host of the tournament, the South Florida Bulls. I'm Alex Miller. Alongside me, TJ Fossmeyer. Thank you for joining us. We had a bit of a delay. The previous game went long, so 3:45 first pitch as opposed to the scheduled 3 o'clock, but thank you for everyone sticking with us. Should be a good one. Michigan starting the exact same offensive lineup, and Jessica LeBeau gets the start in the circle. Michigan will be the home team in this, they'll be the away team once again, but for whatever reason, they're in the third base dugout. So Wolverines swap dugouts, but they're still hitting first. Warm-ups finishing up here. We're ready to go. USF is starting Peyton Dixon, the redshirt sophomore from Smyrna, Delaware. A year ago, 24 games, 15 starts to her name, 7 of them complete games, 103 innings pitched. Really good strikeout to walk ratio. So the southpaw draws the Michigan order. Indy Langford leading off again, as she did in the first one. Left foot planted. Here comes the first pitch. Rocks delivers. Langford slaps it foul. And we're off. First pitch time, 3:46. 67 on that first fastball from Dixon. She can fire it in there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she'll be definitely the ace for this USF team going forward. She had a very impressive season in her redshirt freshman year, and she'll look to continue that here.
Langford takes that pitch inside. 1-1. Our umpires in this one, same as earlier, but the crew's moved around. Bill Gattuso now behind the dish, calling the balls and strikes. 1-1 to Indy Langford. Here's the 1-1. Langford lays down a bunt, played by the charging third baseman. Langford beats it out. Wow. She can fly down the line, folks.
Yeah, and that bunt, I mean, it was right to third base, but it had some weird backspin. So the third baseman had to adjust there, and it was just Indy Langford's speed that kills. It killed against Illinois State, and it certainly did in there.
The third baseman, Teely Vaughn, was playing up, came in charging, didn't matter. So Indy Langford bunts for a base hit, and the Wolverines have a leadoff base runner in the top of the first. Sealer shows bunt, pulls it back. Ellie Sealer back in the 2-hole as she was this morning. Hit leadoff all of last year, but knocked down a spot with Indy Langford hitting leadoff in these 2 opening games. Corner infield way in once again on Sealer, particularly the third baseman Vaughn. Shows bunt again, lays it down. It's a beauty. Wow. The catcher will play it. Throw is in time from Eigenman, the catcher. Sealer does her job, though. Indy Langford is now in scoring position on second.
Yeah, and we saw this kind of strategy play out against Illinois State where Coach Tholl, played the sacrifice to try to move that runner up into scoring position. And it's particularly deadly when you have Kiki Tholl, the power threat, Michigan's main power threat. I mean, it was shown in the Illinois State game. Up, see if she can drive in a run really early.
And Dixon will get a quick visit here from her head coach, Ken Erickson.
And before the game, me and Alex were talking. I mean, this USF team, they're deep. I mean, they're a very deep team. They got quality players at every position. So Coach Erickson has as experienced as he is, former USA coach, has 1,000 wins under his belt. He's going to get real creative this season with these lineups, these pitching rotations. It'll be fun to see in this game, see how they attack Michigan, knowing that they have that depth.
So Kiki Tholl awaits. Here's the first pitch. Off speed. Ball number 1. Kiki Tholl, power hitting catcher, finds herself in the 3-hole once again this season. Takes that one outside, throw down to second, tries to get Langford. Throw is on the money. Indy Langford too quick to get back. 1-1. Wolverines threatening early. Langford got on with a bunt. Sealer bunted to move her over. And the small ball brings up the power threat. Kiki Tholl try to drive in a run. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Taken for a ball outside.
And this is exactly what we saw in the first game. Kiki Tholl is very patient, very disciplined at the plate, and that's transitioned in this game as well.
2-1. Here's the delivery. Outside with the fastball. 66 miles per hour on that one. Kiki Tholl watched it go by. 3-1 hitters count. Did some damage in this identical count in game 1. Ella Stevenson will follow Tholl. Here's the 3-1. Fouled off. It's a lovely day here in Tampa, Florida. USF, the host of this event, and got some beautiful Florida weather for it down in the Sunshine State. Full count for Tholl, runner on second. Dixon. Here's the pitch. Tholl chops that one into the air toward the USF dugout. Nice play. And a throw to third. Langford tagged up on that. Nice play by the first baseman, Trivial Piece, to run over toward her dugout, make the snag, and Indy Langford just too quick.
Yeah, I mean, speed kills. I mean, that's evident really early. And we got Stevenson coming up, and she made her presence very much known earlier today, this morning.
So the freshman, Ella Stevenson, here's the first pitch from Dixon upstairs. Ella Stevenson, the freshman, hitting cleanup in both these opening games. Designated player spot. They want her bat in the lineup. Ahead 1-0. Dixon sets. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. Langford stands on third, got on with a bunt, was moved over by another bunt, and then tagged up on a pop-up not too far away from the first base bag. Here's the 1-1 to Stevenson. In there for a strike, 1-2. Not sure if it's coming through our audio, but I'm picking up the bark of our home plate umpire. 1-2 count, 2 down here in the first, runner on third. Here's the pitch. Stevenson got a piece of it.
We'll see if Michigan can reverse the trend this morning. Their offense, slow to get going. It wasn't up until the 5th inning where they really got going. We'll see if they score here. It'll be a completely different ballgame for them with this team this season.
1-2 pitch. Dixon delivers. And that one is a ball. 2-2. We're even. If Stevenson gets aboard, Maddie Erickson will follow. 2-2 pitch. Peyton Dixon, the lefty, right foot back, left on the rubber. Sets, delivers. Fouled off again. Stevenson fighting in the right-handed box.
And that's what we've seen. Michigan, they're battling at the plate. And that's what happened. That's what happened in their earlier game. To drive these runs in that eventually got them over the hump over the Redbirds earlier.
2-2. Here's the pitch. Line drive to right field. Going to drift foul. Stevenson just a touch too late on that one. Indy Langford, who'd made her way toward home plate on the foul ball, taps her teammate on the helmet. Had to jump to do so because of the slight height disadvantage. 2-2. Peyton Dixon, he delivers on the ground. Third baseman charging, got a long way to go. Throw is in time. Heck of a play there by T. Lee Vaughn on the charge. And 4 up, 3 down. Wolverines get a run to the third, can't bring it across.
Yeah, and that was a good play from T. Lee Vaughn there. Her defensive skills have been kind of questionable of late, or at least last season. But, yeah, she really showed on that one. That was a tough play to make.
Vaughn was playing deep behind the third base bag, and soft contact on the grounder really had to come charging. And Stevenson, not a slow runner by any means, so third baseman delivers. And now Jessica LeBeau in the circle for the Wolverines. Familiar face for this program, the senior from Hartville, Ohio. 24 games last year, 20 starts. Previously to that, 2 years at Kent State. And the righty has been a steady force behind Lauren Durkowski a season ago and looks to be the same again with Aaron Hain. Those are your 3 pitchers the Wolverines are going to really rely on this season.
Yeah, we saw Hain late in this morning's game, and she did really well.
Closing it out
with a 2-run insurance, and she still shut down that lineup. And Durkowski did very, very well as well. She, reverted back to last season's form and more, which is very, very nice to see.
Durkowski as steady as they come, as good as they come in the Big Ten. So zip, zip, bottom of the first. And we'll get back underway. For the Wolverines around the horn, same crew as in the first one. Valamont at first, Alakwa at second, McVeigh at short, Maddie Erickson at the hot corner. Left to right in your outfield, Ellie Sealer, Janissa Conway, Indy Langford, Kiki Thole joins LeBeau in the battery. And for USF, the catcher, Ryan Eigenman, leading off. You don't see a lot of catchers hitting leadoff.
No.
Eigenman will draw the task in the righty box. Redshirt senior from Millville, New Jersey. LeBeau working third base side of the rubber. Bunt was shown, then pulled back by Eigenman. Eigenman, year ago, 30 games, 20 starts. Hit over 230. Not for a ton of pop, but walks a fair bit, can get on base, has a little bit of speed. For USF, 3 years at Central Connecticut State. 0-1 pitch, LeBeau delivers, and it hit her. Eigenman took it like a champ, and the Bulls have a leadoff runner in the first. 67 right into the shoulder blade, can't be fun, but
no. No, not at all, but, that's what she does. She gets on base.
Didn't flinch.
She's all reliable for this USF team.
So a runner aboard on the hit by pitch. Olivia Elliott due up. Sam Mallender will follow her. Then Trivelpiece, Foreman, Drapula, Vaughn, Garcia Soto, and Cadlam. First pitch is a ball outside from LeBeau. Olivia Elliott. Sophomore was previous at UCF before coming to USF. Oh, a 1-0 pitch there. In the zone for a strike. Caught a corner on the outside part of the plate.
Yeah, last year UCF was very good. They beat USF in the American tournament.
Got to be specific.
It's got to be weird for her to transfer from one school like that to the other.
1-1 pitch from LeBeau. Big cut, a little behind it. Fouled off third base side.
Yeah, she emerged into the lineup there in Orlando. Yeah, and I expected the same here, and yep, that holds true.
Had only 7 starts a year ago. Hit .731 as a senior in high school. Not too shabby there. Corner infield in 1-2 pitch. Behind it again. Foul off onto the third base side. So Jess LeBeau ahead 1-2 on Olivia Elliott. Runner on first after the hit by pitch is Eigenman. One and two. Here's the delivery from LeBeau. On the ground to second. Tagging the runners Alakwa. Throw to first, not in time. But they'll get the lead runner at second.
Yeah, good play by Alakwa to do that. That was a tough double play opportunity. Elliott is very fast on the base pass.
Thought she was going to try to go 4-6-3 with a toss to McVeigh, but
yeah, that's what
elected for the tag herself and getting the lead runner. So Sam Mallender hitting third. Second base, sets up way back in the right-handed batter's box. Back foot onto the chalk. Ground ball, just foul on the first base line.
Now Mallender, the transfer from Northern Illinois University. She has great contact skills. That's the one thing I picked up on. She has multiple multi-hit performances last season, so she's great at getting on base, hitting that ball, gets solid contact out in the outfield, just advancing the runners, and right here with a runner on, that's a perfect opportunity for her.
0-1 pitch is hit well to right field. Run down by Indy Langford. Langford closed quickly on that one toward the right field foul line. I mean, you said it before when she was on the base path. Speed kills, and Indy Langford covered some ground in a hurry.
Yeah, I mean, if that would have just stuck in fair, if that dropped, if she didn't get there in time, yeah, that was a great play from her. Exactly, speed kills.
Marissa Trivelpiece now dig in, 2 down, runner on first. LeBeau rocks, delivers, fouled off. Maddie Erickson plays it off the netting, hauls it in. And
great play.
Yeah. Trivelpiece, senior, Sugarloaf, Pennsylvania. Really good bat for this team last year. Hit 300, on base percentage nearly 400. Led the team in homers. 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1.
Yeah, and she's a former Michigan State transfer, so she's used to this high stakes matchup against the Maize and Blue.
I should have looked it up, but I wonder if she's faced off with LeBeau before. 1-1. Close pitch, misses, 2-1.
And for the second straight game, the Michigan faithful not too happy about the calls behind the plate.
Good crowd for this one. It's filled up as the day's gone on here in Tampa. 2-1. LeBeau delivers. Runner goes. Tholl didn't see it immediately, didn't pop immediately. Whoa, and a baseball just came over. There's a live sort of USF baseball team live batting practice. They just fouled one over into the softball field. Runner was already up to second. Kiki Tholl didn't seem to register immediately that the runner was going, didn't pop up immediately, so a stolen base picked up by Olivia Elliott. She stands on second now, 2-2 to Trivelpiece. Steal doesn't matter. LeBeau can deal right here. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Jess LeBeau picks up her first strikeout of the season. And we're through 1, 0-0.
Yeah, that's a good tempo setter for her. Now, I know coming into the season, Michigan was likely going to rely on Durkowski here, but coming in here and shutting down this USF lineup in the bottom of the first here, that's good for LeBeau.
Top of the second now. In this USF Rawlings Invitational. Michigan tomorrow, Bethune-Cookman in the morning, and then a matchup with number 17 Florida, big-time game in the afternoon. And then on Sunday, wrap it up with Oregon State.
Yeah, that Florida matchup, that'll be an interesting game to watch. They got some key returners for Florida, plus one of the best signing class in the nation coming into that program. So that'll be really interesting to see and see how Michigan, that's a big test for them if they want to have a chance to go to these regionals, super regionals, maybe even the College World Series. So that'll be interesting to see. That's a big test.
That one will be exciting. For the moment, this is a USF team. It's not too bad themselves.
No, I agree.
32-24 a year ago, 10-7 in the AAC. Picked up some big-time transfers, a couple intriguing freshmen. They've got a lot of parts, a lot of depth to this roster, a massive roster. They've carried nearly 10 more players than the Wolverines do.
Yeah, and they have a certain confidence about this team that they can advance to these further, these regionals. I mean, they're playing behind a coach in Erickson that has had this experience of going far, going into these super regionals, these College World Series, and they believe that this team can replicate those of the past.
So Peyton Dixon will get back to work. Takes the ball there. That one in for a strike, 1-1 to Maddie Erickson. Sophomore from Wilsonville, Oregon. Has a cannon of an arm at third base, some pop in this bat. Contributed as a freshman, has a chance for a big role as a sophomore. On the ground, played by the charging shortstop. Throw is in time. Nice throw off balance there by Garcia Soto. And Erickson's retired.
Yeah, that's a characteristic play for Garcia Soto. She won the American Co-Defensive Player of the Year last year. That's just a characteristic play for her.
First pitch to Lily Valamont in there for a strike. Mentioned it a couple times in the game this morning. Valamont, redshirt freshman, missed all of last year with an injury. Started both games at first base. Here's the 0-1. Hit hard to right center field, and a diving catch out there in the alley. Bailey Drapala closing quickly, laid out for it, and takes one away from Lily Valamont.
What a play what a diving grab there. That could have been an easy extra base hit if that wasn't for that valiant dive by Drapala there.
So 2 down quickly here in the top of the second for Michigan. And Janisa Conway, the freshman center fielder, up now. First pitch, ball number 1, 1-0. Conway wide stance in the left-handed batter's box. 1-0 pitch. Takes it for a ball, 2-0. 67 on the radar gun there for Peyton Dixon. Pitch from Dixon. Big cut from Janisa Conway. Lefty on lefty between Dixon and Conway. 2 down. Here in the top of the second. If Conway reaches, Janella Locke will approach. 2-1 in the zone for a strike outside part of the plate. 2-2. Conway, the freshman, Olivehurst, California. Talked about it earlier, but fall ball early in the year. The only player to see time at center field. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Dixon gets her to chase one out of the zone. Conway goes down swinging. Michigan goes down 1-2-3 in the top of the second inning.
Yeah, she was way out in front of that off-speed pitch. But yeah, no, I did like her aggression on that at-bat. That's exactly what she needed, and that's what worked in the last game for her. She was a key contributor earlier this morning, and it's because of that aggression. So that I like to see in this game.
This freshman class is going to be really intriguing to this season. Conway drawing starts in center field. Ella Stevenson's hit cleanup in both these games, designated player. Ava Costales, we haven't seen yet in the regular season, showed a lot of pop in fall ball. Aaron Hain, we saw close out the previous game in the circle. Might get some chances to hit this year as well. Just we haven't seen Lexi Delamonica yet today.
Yeah, I mean, these are just exciting additions. There's 4 top 30 prospects according to extra innings. It's just exciting. But I do really want to see Ava Costales come in. That's one player I'm really excited to see.
I've been pushing the Costales hype.
Yes, you have.
Yeah. So we'll get back underway here, bottom of 2. Thank you for joining us on WCBN Sports and supporting Student Radio, the official student voice in Michigan athletics. Stoked to be here in Tampa for this invitational. Awesome trip down. So Jess LeBeau get ready to rock here in the second. She'll see Josie Foreman, Bailey Drapala, and Teely Vaughn from the Bulls. LeBeau was a really steady number 2 starter for Michigan a year ago. Right foot on the third base side of the rubber. First pitch is fouled off to the first base side.
Yeah, Foreman's been a really reliable starter for this team. She's a very clutch hitter as well. Now, she did miss a lot of the season due to injury, but I do expect a big comeback season knowing how well she's done at the plate in the past.
LeBeau missed outside, 1-1. Foreman a designated player in this one. Bat over the shoulder. Wide base. Right foot toward the back of the batter's box. 1-1 pitch fouled Reynolds maybe stay fair, way up in the air. Erickson calls everyone off and makes the play. Ended up landing between home plate and the pitcher's mound, closer to home plate, just in fair territory, and Matty Erickson makes the putout. Bailey Drapola and an excellent diving catch in right field not too long ago. Get a chance to face LeBeau here. Corner infield creeping in for Michigan. LeBeau first pitch up and away.
And Drapola, as evident by the diving catch earlier, she's a great all-around player. She's great in the field, great on the base pass. She had 13 stolen bases last year, set career highs at nearly every offensive category last year at Pitt. And yeah, I mean, she's a key add to this Bulls program.
1-0 pitch, hit her on the elbow. So USF gets their second base runner, both of which have come on the hit by pitch. Leadoff hitter Eigenman took one in the first. Now Drapola in the second. And Jennifer Brundage, longtime Michigan assistant, will walk out and have a chat with LeBeau.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, just the command issues. I was wondering if, you know, a mound visit is warranted, and I completely agree with this call. Just to settle her down, get those command issues sorted.
So in the circle, there's a three-woman gathering between LeBeau, Tholl, and Brundage. The infield gathered as a foursome behind them, and the three outfielders gathered in center field. All will return to their spots now. Jess LeBeau will look to settle down. Runner on first. T. Lee Vaughn, the third baseman, will dig in for USF. Vaughn, redshirt sophomore. First pitch for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, she's emerged into the starting lineup. You know, following her redshirt season, she's great at getting on base. She's a very streaky hitter. She had an 8-game hitting streak to end the season last year.
1-0 fouled back. And a nice play by Kiki Tholl, hauls it in as she runs into the netting. Nice job by Kiki Tholl, popping up from the crouch and able to find the ball over her shoulder. It's not an easy play. And 2 down. And Kathy Garcia Soto, the shortstop, dig in. Corner infield in for Michigan. First pitch outside, 1-0.
Garcia Soto's not known for her offensive abilities, but she is, again, as evident in another defensive play earlier in this game, she's a great defensive player.
1-0, 2 down here in the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. LeBeau responds to tie it up at 1-1. Outfield straight on, infield straight on, corner infield in, particularly Erickson at third. Big swing and a miss there from Garcia Soto. And Jess LeBeau had 1-2. LeBeau checks the wristband. Left foot back toe in the ground, right foot planted on the mound. 1-2, rocks, fires upstairs. 2-2.
Yeah, I like what LeBeau is doing right now, challenging Garcia Soto with the fastball. With that high velocity, 65, 67 mile an hour fastball, just challenging her because she's making those big hacks.
2-2 pitch. Popped up, foul, drifting toward over the dugout on the first base side. So we'll do it over 2-2. Runner on first, 2-2 pitch. Upstairs again, count is full. Drapola on first. Garcia Soto at the dish. Full count coming. LeBeau rocks. Here's the pitch. Fouled off first base side. Velamont under it and makes the catch. And Jess LeBeau, another solid inning. One runner reached on a hit by pitch, nothing else doing. Wolverine bats will get another chance as we head to the top of the third.
Yeah, that inning was a great defensive side of the inning for the Wolverines. Just heads-up plays, great communication to get those foul tips and those really high pop-ups. Just great showing.
And nothing was particularly hard hit off Jess LeBeau either. LeBeau, a veteran starter, 104 innings last year. Carried a big load for Michigan behind Lauren Durkowski. You rarely saw a start that wasn't one of those two, and LeBeau going to have a really important role for this team once again in the 2024 season. Michigan will get ready to go here in the top of the third. It'll be 8-9-1, Janella Lacqua, Ella McVeigh, your middle infield duo, hitting 8-9. And then Indy Langford.
Lacqua returning from injury from last season. I mean, she made her impact known earlier today. Yeah, I mean, she just saw significant playing time since she's looking to come back into the starting lineup after last season.
Lacqua was the starter at second base for the most of the first half of the year until she got hurt, and then Indy Langford really filled that role admirably. But Langford might have a home for at least a good significant amount of playing time in right field.
Yeah,
with the way she's able to cover so much ground in the outfield and get Janella Lacqua's bat that hit to the tune of a 270 average a year ago in the lineup at second base. First pitch to Lacqua. Line drive, diving play at second. Melinder laid out toward the first base side. And that's the second awesome defensive play that the USF Bulls have come up with early on in this one.
Yeah, just a defensive game. Just great defensive communication, just valiant dives for especially the Bulls. I mean, it's an impressive defensive showing so far.
So Ella McVeigh, the shortstop, wait in the left-handed batter's box. Corner infield creeps way in. First pitch for a ball, low and away. Now look, McVeigh, a steady presence in this Michigan lineup. Plays almost every game as the Wolverines starting shortstop. In the left-handed batter's box toward the back of it. 1-0 pitch. Takes it for a strike outside part of the plate. 1-1. The lefty Dixon, left foot on the rubber, right foot back. Rocks delivers the 1-1. Slowed it down with the off speed, and McVeigh checked the swing, but pitch came across the plate in the zone, rather. And in the middle of an at-bat at the 1-2, Ken Erickson wants to have a chat with his pitcher.
Now for McVeigh, I mean, she's just been all reliable for this Wolverine program. She's started all but 2 games in her career in the maize and blue, and all at shortstop. I mean, she is all reliable. She's so dependable for Coach Tholl in this program going forward, and she's just a true two-way player. She barely makes mistakes at short. She's just a great contact hitter, and as I've said before, effectively, Michigan has 3 good quality leadoff hitters in this lineup, with Langford hitting leadoff, Sealer, who hit leadoff last year, and then McVeigh, you could argue, would be a great option if one of those two were to go down.
McVeigh 1-2. Here's the pitch. Got a piece of it to stay alive. Almost was foul tipped in the catcher Eigenman's glove, but popped out, so McVeigh will stay alive. 1 down here in the top of the third. No score so far in this one. 1-2, here it comes. McVeigh just got a piece, effectively a swinging bunt right where you'd want it. Nice play by Eigenman to get out of the crouch quickly and throw her out at first by about a step or 2. So Ella McVeigh retired, now 2 down for Indiana Langford.
Yeah, I'm surprised she got any contact off that off speed. She looked way out in front. I mean, it was a close play. I mean, it's just that speed that keeps those plays close. She nearly got on base there.
Indy Langford will try to get it going for Michigan. Slaps that one foul behind her. Or behind the catcher, rather.
And you see Indy Langford swinging bunt here. You see a weird defensive shift here with the second base pretty much right next to the pitcher.
Yeah, USF has elected to keep their first baseman back, bring the second baseman with the third baseman on Langford. Langford will let that go by for a ball. Pure slap hitter looking to hit hard line drives and ground balls to the left side of the infield and beat him out to first base. And it worked to a very effective tune for Langford a year ago as a freshman. 1-1 pitch coming. Swung on and missed.
Yeah, I've never seen this defensive positioning with the second base to the left of the starting pitcher.
Perhaps you're just not worried about Langford pulling a line drive over your second baseman's head. That's not really her game. 1-2 pitch on the ground, a short. Throw is in time. Man, Langford made that way more interesting than it should have been. Got down in a hurry, but throw is in time from Garcia Soto.
I mean, just that speed threat, she always makes those plays interesting, whether that looks like a routine ground ball, as that last play did. I mean, she lost that out by half a step.
So we'll head to the bottom of the third.
Maddie Erickson showing off their arm strength. I will continue to showcase that on the broadcast.
We've been very impressed by Maddie Erickson's arm strength from the hot corner, even just in warm-ups, the way she fires it over.
The zip.
Oof. Some mustard on that one.
Yeah, no kidding.
So Jess LeBeau will go back to work in the circle for Michigan. Kiki Tholl behind the dish. I believe Riley Carcaborough came to warm her up, and now Tholl takes her spot behind home plate. And so far, very similar to our game earlier this morning. No score through 5 in that one, and then both offenses kind of came alive in the bottom of the 5th onward.
Yeah, I expect that same tune to ring true right in this game. You know, it just seems like, you know, they're late going, but, you know, when it starts, I mean, there's momentum just does not stop, as was evident this morning. And yeah, no, I expect the same thing. I mean, it almost looks like an identical game. I think earlier today, Michigan through 3 had 1, maybe 2 hits. So, I mean, it's a very similar narrative just 3 hours after the fact.
So it'll be 9-1-2 in the top. Excuse me. In the bottom of the third. First pitch to Jordan Cadleb is ripped up the middle. Coming over is Alakwa. Nice play of Janelle Alakwa. Covered a ton of ground to get behind the second base bag and turned and fired in time to foul him on at first.
That was a great backhanded play. I believe that was deflected off LeBeau.
I think he caught her shin a little bit.
Yeah, on the ground there. So that's a great heads-up play from her to make that backhanded grab and make the quick throw.
So Jordan Cadleb retired. Now top of the order for USF, Ryan Eigenman, the catcher. Got hit by a pitch in the first inning. Takes that one in there for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, as you said earlier, with, you know, how weird it is to have a catcher in the leadoff. It's weird seeing, you know, the corner infielders going up on a catcher. Just that speed threat. And that pure contact ability.
Off speed, LeBeau slowed it down, dropped it into the zone. 0-2. Now the corner infield backs up a little bit. Not afraid of the bunt with 2 strikes. Now creeping in. Upstairs from LeBeau at 70 on the gun. One and 2. LeBeau doesn't have to give in with anything too good here. Has some pitches to spare to Eigenman. 1-2. LeBeau rocks, delivers, upstairs again, 2-2.
I mean, you see with these the top 2 pitchers within this Wolverine pitching staff, LeBeau and Drakowski, the velocity, you know, nearly going 70 on fastballs. I mean, it's just blowing by these lineups that they're going against.
2-2. Struck out looking. Kiki Tholl fired down to first before our home plate umpire even gave a signal. LeBeau dropped one in there and Picks up the backwards K.
Well, she's just confident in her pitcher's ability. She knows. Every
Knew
catcher
that
knows.
one was in the zone. And
just like basketball when you know shots going in.
2 outs now for Olivia Elliott. Lays down a bunt foul on the third base side. So Elliott will look to keep the Bulls alive here in the bottom of 3. Nobody aboard. Corner infield in, particularly Erickson. Fouled off. Ooh, it's going to get a thud above our head. There's the thud.
That'll roll into the baseball stadium.
Yeah, roll into the baseball stadium. We're at this USF baseball softball complex in this Donaldson deck that sort of shares. We're on the third base line of the softball stadium. Behind us, first base line of the baseball stadium. 0-2 coming here from LeBeau. Outside, 1-2.
I mean, I've been really impressed with LeBeau's ability to get ahead in the count. So, like, that last pitch, she can afford to pitch that way on the outside to get Elliott to chase.
1-2. On the ground, Erickson charging, fires a bullet to Valamont. Valamont had a little bit of a collision there with the running Elliott, but play is made. Erickson with another bullet from the hot corner, and Jess LeBeau works an easy 1-2-3 inning for the Wolverines in the third.
Yeah, and that play would not have happened if it wasn't for Erickson's arm strength there to really fire that one in. If that was anybody else, that would have been an infield single.
And through 3 frames, nothing doing in the run department for either squad. 1 hit for the Wolverines. The lefty, Peyton Dixon, back in the circle for USF. Wolverines will have the heart of their order, 2-3-4. Sealer, Tholl, and then the freshman Ella Stevenson hitting cleanup.
Yeah, and in the same way from before, Michigan needs to take advantage of, you have the heart of the order coming up right here. And with the mound visit, Erickson, not too sure, maybe not too sure on Dixon's abilities going forward. You got to take advantage of this. You got to take advantage. Sealer, Tholl, and Stevenson has been very potent so far, and you got to take advantage of that. And you got to put at least some hits. You got to get people on base. Just establish some insurance for LeBeau going forward.
So Sealer will lead off this inning. As we said earlier, has moved down from her spot of hitting leadoff all of last season to the 2-hole in these games today. Not sure what we're waiting on. The umpires, are staring off toward the third base side. I can't see exactly what we are waiting on.
Oh, now we'll start. There we go.
Now we're going to get back underway. Not sure what the delay was for. But we're back. Sealer, Tholl, Stevenson, heart of the order. First pitch to Sealer on the ground. Hard hit to first. Nice play there by the first baseman, Trivelpiece, and she'll just tap the bag. And Ellie Sealer's retired. 1 pitch, 1 down to begin the 4th for Peyton Dixon.
We'll see if Kiki Tholl can, stick to her identity of just being patient, just finding her pitch, just to get something in the outfield and just get someone on base to start a rally.
First pitch to Tholl in there for a strike. Good crowd here this afternoon. Good chunk of maize and blue here today. 0-1 to Tholl. Slowed it down with the off speed. Tholl checked her swing. 53 on the off speed there. 1-1 now. Infield back on Tholl. 1-1. Swinging dribbler rolls foul on the third base side. Kiki Tholl, the niece of head coach Bonnie Tholl, the senior, hit third all of last year, back in that spot again. 289 a year ago, 11 homers, 48 RBIs. massive piece in the heart of the Wolverines order. 1-2, 1 out here, top of the fourth. Here's the pitch. Big swing from Tholl, fouls it off.
Yeah, I mean, she's really the true source of power for this Wolverine lineup. You know, the captain, or at least one of the captains, I mean, she's made that presence known earlier today. And it was evident all season with career highs in both average and RBIs last season.
Had some big moments in the win earlier today. 1-2 pitch. Tholl hits it hard to left field. That is going to be caught. It was run down by the foul line out there in left field by Elliott. If that gets down, it gets to the wall, and Kiki Tholl has extra bases instead. There will be 2 out, nobody on. And this USF defense has helped their pitcher Dixon out a couple of times early in this one.
Yeah, that's one thing Coach Erickson really emphasized. There's 3 things: speed, depth, and defense has certainly come up to play in this game with multiple diving efforts.
First pitch to Ella Stevenson is high, ball 1.
I mean, it's just this, you know, the Bulls defense has stopped many opportunities from the Wolverines, establishing momentum, getting people on base, and just racking up those hits.
1-0 pitch to Stevenson, fastball outside, 2-0. Stevenson. The freshman. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one in there for a strike, 2-1. Stevenson, the freshman, Algonac, Michigan native. Not a ton of in-staters on this Michigan roster. Stevenson, one of them. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Hard hit right to third plate on a hop by Vaughn. Throw on to first is in time. And the Wolverines go down 1-2-3 to begin the fourth.
Yeah, it's just this Wolverine team needs to maximize on what you have. If you have the heart of the order, you know, up, you have to take advantage of that. Just get something going. And unfortunately, they didn't get that done. But I'm still confident. Just like earlier, I'm confident that this offense will get firing later in this game, just like earlier today.
And for Michigan, just as sort of in the first game, you felt confident Lauren Drukowski had it going.
Yeah.
Nothing has been hit hard off of Jess LeBeau so far in this one. Base runners have reached on hit by pitch.
Yeah, I think this performance will not only take the pressure off LeBeau, but also off Drukowski and also off Coach Tholl as well, that you can go to another pitcher like LeBeau and give you consistent, you know, outings like these where you know, keep things within the infield, let your defense make plays, and just stop any offensive momentum as she is as effectively. You know, I mean, she's been shutting down this offense.
Maddie Erickson, whose physical feats with her right arm continue to impress, just barehanded a throw in.
That's been the most impressive thing to me so far.
Maddie Erickson's warm-up throws. So it's 0-0 through 3.5, bottom of the fourth. 3-4-5, heart of the USF order. Coming up in this one.
And they're waiting on something at the third base line again. I don't know what the issue is.
So Sam Melinder
might be TV
off.
timeout. Might be the folks at ESPN Plus.
It's the pitch upstairs from LeBeau. 1-0 to Melinder. Outfield pretty straight on, infield as well. Fouled off. And into the netting on the first base side. Played on a one-hop off the netting by a fan in some USF gear. Nice job by him as he takes a sip of his water bottle. 1-1 to Melinder coming from LeBeau. LeBeau puts the right heel on the rubber. 1-1. Rocks delivers the pitch. Hard hit ball to center. Janisa Conway gets under it and makes the catch in right center field. One down in the fourth.
I mean, to LeBeau's credit, that's the first solid contact hit that the Bulls have done in this game so far. So credit to LeBeau, going through, 4 innings of work, and that's the first one.
And even that one was a little bit of floating
right
to it there in center common. A lot of time to get under that. That pitch there, first one a triple piece, skips in low. Kiki Tholl blocks it. Doesn't matter where it goes. No one on board. 1-0.
Baseball nearly got into the softball field there.
For the second time in this one, LeBeau checks the wristband, takes a breath, and fires the pitch. 1-0, hard hit ball to left center. That's going to get between the outfielders Sealer and Conway. Conway will play it, fired into the cutoff McVeigh. But there's a double. The Bulls pick up their first hit of the game,
and that's the
in the 4th inning.
That's the announcer's curse right there. But yeah, that was a great hit, and it just re-solidified in her, leadership on this team. Just getting hits, racking up those extra base hits as well, and just getting on base for this Bulls team.
Triple piece. Big piece of hitting there. She'll get pinch run for.
I believe that's Alyssa Rhino there.
Alyssa Reno, senior from Seminole, Florida, will come out as a pinch runner. And at the dish, taking a first pitch in there for a strike is Josie Foreman. So for the Bulls, finally have a runner on to second base. 0-1 pitch from LeBeau. Went upstairs with it. Foreman tried to hold back, but her cut went around. LeBeau goes ahead 0-2. 1 out here in the 4th.
I'll be interested to see what LeBeau does with a runner in scoring position. This is her first big test in this game with a runner in scoring position.
0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. LeBeau went upstairs again, and Foreman went chasing again.
Yeah, and she used that effective fastball, to get ahead, to stifle that, and force 2 outs with a runner in scoring position. And she answered that test.
2 down now for Bailey Drapola. Jess LeBeau, as you said, an out away from getting out of this inning unscathed. Runner on second. Goes upstairs again. Kiki Tholl had to come out of the crouch to haul that one in. 1-0. LeBeau takes a glance at the wristband. 1-0. Rocks, and here's the pitch inside. 2-0.
Yeah, and I agree with, LeBeau relying on this fastball, topping out at 70, but consistently 68, 67 miles an hour, just keeping the Bulls hitters frozen or way behind.
2-0, swung on and missed.
There we go.
Goes back to the fastball and generates another whiff. 2-1. LeBeau working third base side of the rubber. 2-1. Here's the delivery. That one low. And 3-1. Drapola ahead in the count now. We'll see what Tholl, Brundage, and LeBeau come up with here. 3-1. LeBeau gets the signal, checks the wristband. 3-1 pitch coming. Here it is. And that one hit.
It hit the bat.
Drapola, but they'll say it hit the end of the bat, and that's a foul ball. Hit the knob there, and
I thought I heard. It
sounded
hit the elbow
like
guard. That's what I thought.
And now, after some discussion, they'll award Drapola the base. That's LeBeau's third hit by pitch in this one.
Another mound visit here.
And Brundage will.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought I heard the smack into the elbow guard there.
I heard something that wasn't just.
Yeah, it wasn't metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 aboard now for USF, 2 down. It'll be T. Lee Vaughn, the third baseman, to face off against Jess LeBeau in the bottom of the fourth. To run you around the horn for the Wolverines again, it's same lineup as earlier defensively. Valamont at first, Alakwa at second, Erickson at the hot corner, McVeigh at shortstop, left to right in the outfield, Sealer, Conway, Indy Langford, and right. So Brundage will trot back into her post next to Bonnie Tholl in the Michigan dugout. Vaughn will dig in. First pitch, swung on and missed. Fastball, and Vaughn couldn't catch it.
There you go. That's a perfect confidence-building pitch for LeBeau. Just, have that fastball blow right by Vaughn. You have her go way behind on that just to get ahead in the count.
With 2 aboard. No score so far. 0-1 pitch, fouled back. And LeBeau ahead 0-2.
And LeBeau is very successful when she's ahead in the count. And at least when these last 2 at-bats with these runners on, she's gone behind in the count, which has allowed her to maybe go outside her comfort zone. She's a lot more comfortable ahead in the count, and it's evident through her pitching right here.
0-2 pitch. In the zone, strike 3 called. Jess LeBeau rings her up. Gets out of the inning. And we'll stay at 0-0 through 4. LeBeau dueling with Dixon, a shutout through 4. Seems familiar, TJ.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm feeling an offensive spark here, top of the 5th. Happened earlier today. I thought I was getting deja vu, so I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Top of the 5th. First look at our WCBN broadcaster.
There's the broadcast camera.
We are live here in Tampa, Florida. Been a fun USF Invitational so far.
Yeah, lots of exciting teams. Illinois State earlier today, very exciting. This USF team is very exciting. We think that they could be a dark horse, possible Cinderella team, and it's just a deep team that you see. Oregon State's a great team. Florida, they're always going to be great. They're a perennial contender in the SEC and in the NCAA. And Michigan, looking to make some strides in Big Ten play as well. So these are 5. And Bethune-Cookman is very, very competitive in the SWEC. So these are 6 very, very, very popular, very talented teams here in Tampa.
So we'll get back underway here. Which means bye-bye broadcast cam.
Oh man.
It'll be Maddie Erickson leading it off for the Wolverines. She'll be followed by Lily Valamont and Janisa Conway. So Erickson will dig in here. Right foot back, slightly staggered stance in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch from the lefty Dixon is outside for a ball.
I'm looking Erickson here to be the spark plug for some momentum here. I mean, it seems like top of the 5th is a magical inning for this Wolverine offense, and I feel like she can be a spark plug knowing how clutch she is, especially from last year's play.
1-0, ground ball to second. Charging is Melinder. Throw is in time to get Erickson. 1 down in the top of the 5th. That'll bring up Lily Valamont. Valamont flew out her previous time up. Gonna look to do some damage here, get the Wolverines started in the 5th. 1 down, nobody aboard. Dixon rocks and delivers. Valamont checked her swing, called strike 0-1.
Yeah, that was a great off-speed pitch from Dixon. Had Valamont way in front on that one.
0-1 delivery off speed, up and away. Easy take there for Lily Valamont. Redshirt freshman, Trenton, Michigan. 1-1 pitch coming. Here's the delivery. That one outside, 2-1. Outfield straight on Valamont, infield as well. 2-1 pitch, here it comes. That one low, 2-2. So 3-1 rather on the ball. 3-1 to Valamont. Takes that one for a strike. Didn't seem to even consider in the 3-1 count. Now it's full, and Valamont will get ready to go. 3-2 pitch. Dixon sets and delivers on the ground. Hard hit to first. Easy play there for Trivelpiece. Didn't have to move and just put the glove down, picks it up, steps on the bag. 2 down in the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, and you almost wonder, if that did not seem like the pitch to hit. But in the full count, just a tough spot to be in. Being there, and we'll see if Conway can provide some offense for the Wolverines.
First pitch to Conway is blooped foul, first base side. Trivelpiece will come over and make the catch, and the Wolverines go down 1-2-3 once again in the 5th.
Again, just like early on today, it's a pitcher's duel.
Wolverines didn't score in the first 5 innings of the last game and finished with 5 runs to their total. They got 3 in the 6th last time, 2 in the 7th. Gonna look for similar damage there. And Jess LeBeau will dig back into the circle for Michigan to look to continue to do her part of this pitcher's duel.
Yeah, and she's been very impressive just with her, the ability, to blow by people with her fastball and, change it up with the off speed. She's been very, very well, very, very impressive.
LeBeau, 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 3 hit by pitches.
Yeah, but she's been able to get over those command issues. That was early on, hitting the first batter, that's not good, and then 2 others successively, but she's still put on a performance. She's still put on a show in the circle.
Kathy Garcia Soto, the shortstop, hitting 8th, will lead off this inning. And then 9-1, Jordan Cadleb and Ryan Eigenman. Garcia Soto, switch hitter. Perhaps not, because against the righty in LeBeau, she digs into the right-handed batter's box. Wolverine corner infielders start creeping in. Valamont still playing with no visor, if you followed our arc of that earlier today. First pitch from LeBeau coming. Rocks and delivers. Ball number 1. Checking the stats. Michigan 1 for 15 on the day. USF 1 for 13, not on the day, but in this game rather, and that kind of tells the story in this one. 1-0 pitch coming. Big cut fouled off.
Well, at least the story in this game for the Bulls, as far as their offensive production, is that most people on base have been hit by pitch, and here's one thing. Garcia Soto led the team in hit by pitch last year, so maybe you could see that come to fruition here. Transition from last season, not to the Wolverines' benefit.
The USF bats have not really tried to jump out of the way. They've been taking the hit by pitches in their stances in the batter's box. 1-1 coming from LeBeau. Rocks and delivers. Line drive. Ella McVeigh will play it in the air, and a nice play from the sure-handed shortstop, Ella McVeigh. And 1 down. One of the better pieces of contact we've seen today on LeBeau from USF, but happened to go within a stride or so of Ella McVeigh, and she brings that one home.
Yeah, I feel like the timing of that, it was not there. It was good contact, but not solid there.
Jordan Cadleb, a big cut at the first pitch she saw and was way behind it. Cadleb rocking 72. I'm a sucker for an unusual number. You don't see a lot of 72s. 0-1 coming from LeBeau. Takes it for a strike. Jess LeBeau ahead, 0-2. 1 down here, bottom of the 5th. No runs have come across in this one. Pitchers duel to the fullest extent. Jess LeBeau has, for the most part, been cruising for Michigan. 0-2 pitch here, upstairs.
And she's even, I mean, she's cruising throughout this whole game, but she's, taking that to another degree when she gets ahead into the count. When she's psychologically ahead of the batter, she's got an advantage off the bat when she's up 0-1, 0-2, 1-2. And that's exactly what she's doing here, and she's taking that to full advantage so far.
1-2 pitch, popped up to right field. Indy Langford under it, and he'll make the easy play out there in right field. 2 down in the bottom of the 5th.
I mean, just both these offenses, they're quick up, quickly down. I mean, this is truly a pitcher's duel.
Ryan Eigenman digging in. The catcher takes the first pitch for a ball just low. Didn't miss by much.
I mean, this has to be a great confidence booster for Jessica LeBeau. She's likely going to be behind Durkowski all year. Coming in, putting in a shutout so far against this potent USF offense.
Line drive past Maddie Erickson into the outfield. Sealer will throw it home to second. Sealer closed quickly enough on that ball to hold Eigenman at first. The throw was a little bit off the second base bag. Eigenman probably could have gotten in there safely, but Sealer did a good enough job cutting that ball off quickly that runner didn't turn on first. But Eigenman picks up a hard hit single. And now with 2 outs, the Bulls have a base runner.
And that's exactly what your leadoff hitter should do. Just give your team a chance. Give them another opportunity to just get some hits, get something going on offense.
Runner was going on that one. Elliott on the hit and run got a piece of it, couldn't put it in play. 0-1. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. No score, runner on first in Eigenman. 0-1 pitch, upstairs. Tholl fires down to second. Throw is good. Ella McVeigh was a little bit late getting to cover the bag and couldn't haul it in to complete the tag in time. So Eigenman picks up the stolen bag there, and USF gets a runner into scoring position here with 2 outs.
Yeah, that was a great throw from Tholl there. We'll see how LeBeau responds. She's responded very well to runners in scoring positions so far in this game.
1-1. That one low. 2-1. If you take care of Elliott at the dish, Eigenman on second doesn't mean too much with 2 down. 2-1. Rocks and delivers. Swing and miss. Big cut there from Elliott. Couldn't catch up to it.
Man, it's that big fastball that's just been present this whole game. It's just, that fastball got some life. It's touching near 70 this whole game.
2-2. LeBeau rocks. Here's the pitch. Fouled off third base side to our left. We're about 2/3 of the way between home and third base, toward third base. So 2-2 coming to Elliott. LeBeau plants the foot, fires. Hard hit ball, opposite field to left. Playing at the track, it's off the wall above Sealer's head. Run comes across for USF. Elliott to third, throw is not in time. Olivia Elliott delivers for USF with an RBI triple. And the Bulls jump out to a 1-0 lead, but I just can't help but think how identical this is to the game earlier today.
Yeah, exactly. It was Michigan that got behind.
In the bottom of the 5th, Illinois State took the same lead.
And then Michigan comes in with this offense, hopefully in the next inning, and they produced. And again, it's that high wall and left. I don't know if you recall in the first game, if you tuned in, both left, dead right, or dead left, dead right by the foul poles. It is significantly higher than the rest of the wall, and for that purpose,
and it kept
that
one
one in, and that kept one back earlier.
Yes. Sealer got to that ball at the wall pretty quickly, just couldn't jump high enough to haul it in, and that's why it took a while for her to then go make a play to bring the ball into the infield, which led to the triple.
Well, that and the sun's going into left field,
Sun
so
doesn't
that's a
help
hard
either.
read.
Sun's setting. And LeBeau will be removed from the game. She'll get an applause from the Wolverine faithful as Michigan turns to the graduate, Hannah George. George, Columbus, Georgia native. Spent 4 years at UNC. During her years there at a 3.90 ERA. Last year at Michigan, didn't pitch a ton, only appeared in 6 games, wasn't super effective with an 11.05 ERA. An arm that has a lot of innings under it and has had success at high level. And George will get a shot to get the Wolverines out of the bottom of the 5th. Runner on third, 1-0 ball game.
Yeah, she had great success at UNC, and that last year that did not quite translate, but she's looking, mostly likely relief opportunities. She's likely, hopefully, going to recover and get some of that form back that you saw at Chapel Hill.
So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. George just needs 1 out of any kind to get out of this inning with the Wolverines only trailing by 1. Runner on third after the triple is Olivia Elliott. So Hannah George, the right-hander, will get ready to go for Michigan. Brundage will deliver the signal. George will check the wristband and get ready to deliver her first pitch of the game to Sam Melinder. Here it is. George fires that one low.
And Melinder's a great person to have up right now. She has great contact skills. She was a team leader in most offensive categories at NIU last season, and just to get something on the field, something in the outfield, will easily score the run.
1-0 from George. Close pitch, misses, and Hannah George falls behind 2-0. Melinder reaches, she'd be followed by Trivelpiece. 2-0 from Hannah George. Here's the pitch on a ground ball to second. Janella Lacqua plays it on a hop. Throw on to first is in time, and Hannah George does her job out of the pen. So after 5, USF gets 1 on the RBI triple. Elliott knocked in Eigenman. And just like earlier today, if you were with us for that one, the Wolverines enter the top of the 6th down by a run.
Yeah, I got deja vu from this. We are effectively seeing the top of the order. Once you get past Alakwa, McVeigh, and then you get to the top of the order, it's just the next 2 batters need to set up the top of the order and do what they did. They just needed, business as usual, just like they did in the first game.
So Janella Lacqua, then Ella McVeigh, then Indy Langford. 3 contact hitters, as good as it gets for Michigan, and getting a runner on base to be followed by the heart of the order. Thank you for tuning in to WCBN Sports' coverage of Michigan softball. It's been our absolute pleasure to make the trip down here to Tampa for this tournament. Just want to mention we have a fundraiser that started today on WCBN.org where you can donate or buy station merchandise and support what we're doing and support trips like this. And obviously, more than anything, we just appreciate you all for tuning in and supporting student radio and supporting this Michigan softball team that I have very much enjoyed calling over the last year and some change. So it'll be Alakwa, McVeigh, and then top of the order, Indy Langford to get it going here for Michigan. They're trailing by a run. Peyton Dixon has been lights out for USF in this one. The lefty redshirt sophomore, 5 innings pitched, 1 hit, no walks. She's been getting it done. Pitch count only at 58. As long as she keeps it up, no reason to imagine the Bulls would go to a pen. Alakwa, first pitch to her is low and in the dirt off speed. for the 1-0. 1-0 pitch from the southpaw. In the zone for a strike. Sun's coming down a little bit, about half this field, a little bit more, is in the shade now. Everything to the right of the second base bag, plus a little bit more in the outfield and infield. 1-1 to Alakwa. Off speed, dropped into the zone. 1-2, really nice pitch there from Dixon, keeping Janelle Alakwa off balance with the changing speed.
Yeah, and going back to your point about the change in sun, that'll pose a great challenge to the shortstop, third base, and the left field. You already seen Sealer earlier have a challenge on that triple earlier because of the sun.
1-2 was upstairs. Alakwa started to swing and checked it. Catcher Eigenman wanted to appeal to the first base umpire. He said Alakwa did not go around, so 2-2. Alakwa back on the shoulder, 2-2 pitch on the ground, hops over the pitcher's head. Coming over to make the play. Throw is not in time. Malinder, the second baseman, did a really nice job charging that ball in front of the second base bag. Had to throw across her body. Janelle Alakwa got down the line in a hurry. And the Wolverines have a leadoff base runner to begin the 6th inning.
I mean, one thing just that's evident through this first day of play for this Michigan Wolverine team is that speed kills, and that is what's keeping them in these games. You know, providing these opportunities, providing these base hits, and providing these base runners that will hopefully create these run-creating opportunities.
Ella McVeigh now lefty on lefty with Dixon. Shows bunt, squares it around. It's foul. Bonnie Tholl today, and as in last year, and content to try to move up the runner on first to get it in scoring position with 1 out, as opposed to having a runner on first, nobody out. You take away the risk of the double play and get a runner into scoring position with some speed. And Alakwa swung on and missed there, and McVeigh's behind 0-2. Indy Langford will follow McVeigh, and then the rest of the top of the order behind Langford. Corner infield in on McVeigh, 0-2. She shows bunt. I imagine she'll pull it back with 2 strikes. She does. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. Dixon picks up her second strikeout of the afternoon. 1 out. Here in the 6th, Ken Erickson will come have a chat with his starting pitcher in his infield to maybe discuss Indy Langford and the speed challenge that she presents.
Yeah, it's that speed plus that Ichiro-like swinging slap hit that's pivotal for this team. And exactly, with the top of the order coming up here, with Langford, Sealer, and Tholl coming up, they need to take advantage of this. Like I said earlier today against Illinois State, they need to take advantage with this opportunity at the top of the order with runners on. They need to take advantage and put something on the board to contend, crawl back this lead, and maybe take the lead. We've seen it before. It'd just be business as usual if they could do it again.
So big spot for Langford to try to pass the baton. Corner infield's creeping in, especially the third baseman. Langford showed bunt, pulled it back. Pitch was in for a strike anyways, 0-1.
And you even see shift changes as well. The second baseman, as before, who was next to the pitcher, you see the first baseman come up now. So you see these defensive shifts and adjustments throughout the game. Teely
Vaughn, the third baseman, was way up on Langford on the last pitch, 0-1. Vaughn creeping up again. She again is way up. Langford tried to lay down a bunt. It's foul. Didn't get enough of it. And Indy Langford now behind 0-2. And Langford's as good as it gets in 2 strikes. Just keep slapping away pitches fouled on the third base line until eventually she can straighten one out. It's the approach. Bonnie Tholl trot down from her perch as the third base coach to come talk to Langford. 0-2, 1 down. Runner on first is Janelle Alakwa. Wolverines looking, try to get something going. Langford will tap the plate, spins the bat up over the shoulder, ready to go, 0-2. Southpaw on southpaw. Dixon rocks, here's the pitch. Outside, taken for a ball, 1-2.
And I was wondering if you would see divergence from Langford's typical slap hit, just to try to attack, stand in the box, and wait for the pitch there with this situation, but I don't see that happening with that.
1-2. Here's the pitch. floater. It's bobbled by the third baseman, Vaughn. Langford's aboard. Vaughn had to leap up she was inching up closer and closer to home plate, had to leap up to catch that sort of floating line drive, and it popped out of her glove.
That is a rare defensive mistake. Yeah, she was in the right position for that, but that was just out of her reach.
And it's a big-time mishap for the Wolverines. They go from what would have been 2 down, a runner on first, to instead having 2 aboard and 1 down. And Ellie Sealer up to the dish, and barring a double play, Kiki Tholl to follow. 2 aboard with speed, Alakwa at second, Langford at first. First pitch to Sealer is upstairs, 1-0.
Yeah, knowing Tholl's power and ability to just get something into the outfield that'll allow these runs to score, the Bulls need a double play here to stop her from potentially producing runs on the board for the Wolverines.
1-0 pitch, bunt laid down. It is a perfect bunt. Sealer is out by just half a step.
What a close play. What a perfect bunt.
But I mean,
that stayed right in fair
dropped
territory.
On right next to the chalk. A beauty from Sealer.
Wow.
And moved up both runners with 2 outs. Almost got a base hit out of it. So now it comes down to the big-time bat, Kiki Tholl, with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Langford at second has a ton of speed. Outfield not as far back as Illinois State played Tholl. First pitch to her is upstairs, and this is a bat with a lot of pop in it. And Michigan could use something big from their catcher here. First pitch, 1-0 coming now. Dixon sets and delivers. Tholl checked the swing. Pitch was outside. She's ahead 2-0. Crowd coming alive a little bit here. USF. The Bulls the home team, but a lot of maize and blue in the crowd. 2-0. Tholl bat up over her shoulder. Takes the off speed in there for a strike. 2-1. Big time comeback pitch there from Dixon.
I just love Tholl's disciplined approach, just trying to find that right pitch. She rarely chases or misreads a pitch.
2-1, was out in front of it, grounded to third. Throw from Vaughn is in time, and Peyton Dixon gets out of a jam, keeps the Wolverines off the scoreboard, and the Bulls keep it at 1-0 through 6.
That's a big stop.
Through 5.5.
Huge credit to Dixon to getting out of that jam. You know, with the your power threat, you're going against the Michigan's power threat with 2 in scoring position. I mean, that was a great job by her to get out of that jam. Bring back the broadcast.
Bring back the broadcast cam. Hello, folks. Alex Miller, TJ Fossmeyer alongside me. Excited to be here. Hannah George warming up back in the circle for Michigan. Came in relief in the last inning. Got the 1 out that she needed due to strain. Olivia Elliott at third. And will look to keep the Bulls lead at 1.
Yeah, that was just a prime opportunity for the Wolverines to get on the board. I mean, it was just very similar to the game earlier today where it was a very similar situation, and Tholl drove in 2 runs in a 3-run inning in that game. It was a very similar situation, but they couldn't capitalize on it this time.
Good chance to score there.
Yeah, really good chance. A big break for the Bulls. And great pitching by Dixon. She's done a phenomenal job. I mean, we've just seen some excellent pitching today.
Yes, we have.
From Paige McLeod earlier today.
And Lauren Durkowski for Michigan.
Just excellent pitching.
As expected for Dirk. So we're almost ready to get back underway here. 1-0. USF leads it. It'll be 4, 5, 6. Triple piece Foreman Drapola for the Bulls. Keep the broadcast cam for it batter, so
there we go.
Triple piece will dig into the left-handed batter's box. Left foot way back on the first base side. Pops one up to center. Conway underneath it. Easy play there for the Wolverines center fielder. 1 pitch, 1 out for Hannah George to begin this inning.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great out. That was solid contact, but luckily Conway was right there for it. I mean, just a great defensive outfield in general for the Wolverines to just make those plays.
No doubt. Langford covers a lot of ground in right, and Sealer in left as well. And Conway's been really impressive in center very early on in her Michigan career.
Yeah. I mean, just for any pitcher, that just raises your confidence, having that outfield behind you, knowing that they can make those plays. I mean, it just makes your job so much easier when you know you can rely on them.
Chat going on right now between Josie Foreman and her head coach, and at the moment, third base coach, Ken Erickson. Foreman from West Palm Beach, Florida. Wide stance. Hannah George, right foot plants, rocks and deals. Ball number 1. Outfield pretty straight on. Sealer perhaps a little bit closer to the foul pole on the left field side. That one in there for a strike, 1-1. Good bounce back pitch there from Hannah George.
Yeah, that was a great pitch. You know, relying on that fastball. That did look a little inside, but yeah, that was a good pitch from Hannah George.
1 down. George, the veteran, graduate of North Carolina. 1-1 pitch on the ground. George backhanded herself, throw on to first, and Hannah George helps herself out with out number 2.
I mean, having confidence in your own defensive abilities, I mean, it helps your confidence as a pitcher too, and that was a great backhanded grab from her.
That'll bring up Bailey Drapola, excuse me. Drapola hit by a pitch and then walked in the 4th. Swings and misses at the first pitch from Hannah George. George hit 68 on the radar gun, so she's keeping up with the velocity we've seen from Durkowski and LeBeau and Hain as well for the Michigan pitching staff. 0-1 pitch. And check swing. Yes, she did go around, says home plate umpire Bill Gattuso. So George ahead 0-2 here, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. Bulls lead 1-0. George rocks. Here's the 0-2. Line drive. Gets over the diving glove of Maddie Erickson. Sealer going to fire in from second. Throw is just not in time. Drapola dives in for a double.
I mean, what a slide from Drapola there. I mean, to move her body to avoid that tag, because that throw was on it, and the tag looked like it was going to be there, but she was able to shift her body to avoid the tag and slide easily there in second.
So a big-time 2-out double. She'll get pinch run for by Sam Walls, freshman outfielder from Tampa. Hometown kid going to get a chance to pinch run. Hannah George going to try to keep this lead where it's at. USF by 1. Keep the deficit there. T. Lee Vaughn will dig in for USF. First pitch on the ground. Erickson plays it easily, throwing to first, right on the money.
Easy for Erickson.
Easy for Erickson.
Easy.
And Hannah George works a 4-up, 3 down, 6th. So now here we go. Top of 7. Wolverines trail it by 1. And they need at least that to keep this game going. Big time at bats coming up for the Wolverine offense.
But Stevenson here, I mean, she's made some big plays earlier today. I'll trust her to make a play here if I were Coach Tholl. To, just get something started, whether it's an extra base hit, whether that's, drawing a walk, getting on base, doing something to just spark some offense for this otherwise dormant Wolverines offense in this game so far.
Stevenson, Erickson, Valamont queued up for the Wolverines. They need something in the top of the 7th to avoid their first loss in the very early goings of this season. Peyton Dixon for USF Comes into this inning, 6 innings pitched today, 2 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts, and what's been an absolutely impeccable performance. Michigan gonna look to shake things up. Ella Stevenson, the freshman bat, with a big-time moment coming up here. The sun has continued to set as it does every day, and nearly the whole field is shaded now.
No, but by the left field foul pole, that'll be a challenge there. If it's, let's say, something on the fly like what happened to Sealer earlier.
We were about to get underway, and then the catcher, Ryan Eigenman, signaled to her head coach, Ken Erickson, in his run out to the dugout there, checking her.
She's getting taped up. Yeah, she's getting taped up somewhere. A little blister, maybe.
So she's going to hustle back onto the field of play. And then we'll get back ready to go. Ella Stevenson, freshman, had a big-time knock in game 1 today. Looking for something here. Maddie Erickson to follow. Stevenson will settle into the dirt here in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch. Ball outside. Peyton Dixon, sharp all day, didn't miss by much. Stevenson, 2 ground outs to her name today. 1-0 delivery. Upstairs, ball number 2. Hitters count now for Ella Stevenson. We're into the top of the 7th. 2-0 delivery. Popped up. First base side, headed toward the USF dugout, and it just gets in there. Trivelpiece was trying to stretch her arm into the dugout, just didn't have enough reach.
Yeah, that was lucky that didn't hit anybody in the dugout. But yeah, I mean, let's say if Dixon gets, shuts this Michigan offense down, I mean, she's had a phenomenal game. Just a phenomenal game in the circle today.
Ella Stevenson awaits the 2-1. Dixon rocks, delivers. Outside, 3-1. Hitters count now once again. Ella Stevenson. Wonder if she'll have the green light from Bonnie Tholl to look for something to hit here, or if she'll be looking walk, try to get the Wolverines a leadoff runner. 3-1. Here's the pitch. Big swing, high fly ball to right center field. Easy play there in the gap. And Stevenson's retired. Wolverines have 2 outs to go in the top of the 7th. Erickson up now. Lily Valamont getting some cuts in the on-deck circle. The corner infielders need to find a spark for Michigan. They trail 1-0. Top of 7. First pitch to Erickson. On the ground to third. Vaughn backing up. Fields it on a hop. Throw into first is just in time to get Maddie Erickson.
Yeah, that was a tough play from Vaughn. She had to backtrack, and she had corralled that in a weird way, just off the bounce. And she got that in with an excellent throw to get Erickson.
So Lily Valamont, 2 outs, top of 7. Digging in. Here's the first pitch to her. Fastball away, takes it for ball number 1. Valamont settles back toward the back half of that batter's box. 1-0. The lefty Dixon rocks off speed, is outside, 2-0. Valamont ahead.
Great patience for Valamont there. It looks like she was almost going to bite, but thought better of it. And she's a great hitter's count with 2 outs in the top of the 7th.
Dixon rocks and delivers. That one low and in. Valamont ahead, 3-0. I'm not privy to Bonnie Tholl's signals, but I'd imagine she may have just given the take sign to Lily Valamont. 3-0. Catcher Ryan Eigenman going to have a chat with her pitcher Dixon. Now everyone will retreat back to their respective spots and get ready to go. 3-0. Valamont awaits. Dixon takes a breath. 3-0 delivery in there on the outside part of the plate for a strike. 3-1 count now. Gotta wonder, is Valamont taking all the way here 3-1?
I would. Just a base runner here would be crucial to continue in this game.
The 3-1 pitch. Valamont takes a cut. Grounder to third. Vaughn bobbles it. Throw is not in time.
Wow. Lucky break for the Wolverines.
Vaughn couldn't help out her pitcher. That's the second one of those that Vaughn has had some trouble with, and Maddie Ramey will come out of the dugout to pinch run for Valamont.
Yes,
the Wolverines are alive.
Smart move. Ramey's very deadly on the base pass. This could change the whole momentum of this game. I mean, you feel the crowd, behind the Michigan dugout. They got into it, clapping in support of the maize and blue.
So the Wolverines stay alive. Janella Lacqua went over to have a chat with Janissa Conway, who's up to bat. Now Bonnie Tholl gonna have a chat with her center fielder. Big spot here for the freshman Conway. Maddie Ramey at first base, the go-to Wolverine pinch runner. 2 outs. Peyton Dixon still in the circle for the USF Bulls. Conway will dig in. The left-handed batter's box. Alakwa in the on-deck circle. Here's the first pitch to Conway. That one low, 1-0 pitch. Dixon's command has been a little bit shaky in this inning. He's fallen behind in a couple counts. 1-0 to Conway. Conway wide stance. Elbows back. 1-0 pitch. That one in there for a strike. 1-1.
Yeah, that looked at just a little bit outside, but this is a big spot for Conway, the freshman, here to try to put the team on her back to keep them in this game with 1 on.
1-1. Conway rocks. Here's the pitch. Strike number 2. Janissa Conway, the freshman, awaits the 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. Popped up to the infield. The shortstop, Garcia Soto, calls everyone off, makes the catch, and USF picks up the victory 1-0. And the Wolverines split the day. They take down Illinois State in the morning and drop a game to USF in the afternoon. Offense just never got going. An impressive start by Peyton Dixon. Complete game, 2-hit shutout. Only 2 strikeouts. Her defense helped her out behind her. And they just had enough offensively to take down Michigan.
Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed with Dixon's performance with the complete game shutout. Yeah, her command was a little bit iffy towards the end, but she just looked calm and collected, and it was just business as usual for her. She made it look very easy against this Michigan offense.
Yes, she did. So USF takes it 1-0 for Michigan. 3 more games to go in this tournament. We'll be back here tomorrow morning for a 9 a.m. first pitch against Bethune-Cookman. And then the big-time matchup against a ranked Florida squad comes at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So we will be back here tomorrow afternoon. Stay tuned. Tune into WCBN's coverage. We look forward to it. Look forward to this whole season of softball coverage. And so that'll about do it for us today. Thank you for tuning in, to those who tuned into both of the games today. Exciting start to the season. Wolverines split it 1-1. And for TJ Fossmeyer, I'm Alex Miller. And we'll leave you as we always do with a good night and a Go Blue.